So John Constantine might be one of my favorite characters in comics, because while he's done so many truly impressive things throughout the years, in order to beat both angels and demons, he's still just a human. He gets by on his cunning and quick thinking during fights, and his ability to manipulate both opponents and allies. And so that got me thinking, could John Constantine ever hope to bring down Lucifer Morningstar, the most powerful beings in all of DC, and someone else who primarily relies upon cunning and manipulation? Well, today, that's what we're going to find out. And first things first, I just want to do a quick refresher on Constantine and all the crazy stuff that he's managed to pull off throughout the years. For starters, he's managed to outsmart and beat the First of the Fallen 3 separate times. Now, for those who don't know, the First of the Fallen was actually the consciousness of the Presence given form, so the Presence could talk to himself. Now, the First of the Fallen believed that giving humans free will was a huge mistake. When the Presence didn't like this idea, he cast him out, causing him to become the First of the Fallen. The first time John was just hanging out with a friend who had sold his soul to the First of the Fallen. This friend died that night. So when the Fallen One came to collect the soul, John was there, cast a simple spell, offered him a drink. The First of the Fallen was shocked and impressed by Constantine's tenacity, and so he agreed. The two shared a beer, but then John undid the spell, revealing that the beer was actually holy water. The Fallen One doubled over in pain and was defeated. Then Constantine beat him 2 other times, even though the First of the Fallen knew about him and was gunning for him, as he wanted to torture John Constantine's soul more than anybody else. In fact, John has defeated and outsmarted every single Lord of Hell and demon there is. He defeated the Archangel Gabriel, who was able to trick the Presence, or God himself, into doing his bidding. You see, Constantine convinced the Presence that he could take over Hell in about 500 years, organize it, and be a whole next level threat. The Presence believed him, so much so that he actually ended his contract with the First of the Fallen, all to prevent John from going to Hell. But man, Lucifer isn't nearly as easy to trick or outwit. In fact, he's also a master manipulator himself. With his willpower, manipulation, while mortal and powerless, he was able to convince a Japanese warrior demon not to kill him, convinces her to tell him the Japanese god's entire plot against him, and then even allowed him to kill her. Lucifer, even as a mortal, has consistently tricked his enemies, either giving up or committing suicide. While powerless in the House of Windowless Rooms, he was able to manipulate the many gods in the realm who attacked him and drove them to their own deaths. He's capable of manipulating demons to think against their nature, and even gods to act against their will. His manipulation skills essentially make him a living, breathing, anti-life equation. So could Constantine somehow manage to outwit and trick Lucifer, manipulating him into his own defeat? Well, I'm going to argue that he actually can, with prep time, of course. And I'm definitely not saying that he can do it all the time, but for our purposes here, just one time does technically count. So how can John do it? Well, I think the most obvious answer is to use Lucifer's honesty against him. Lucifer Morningstar lives by a self-imposed code, with one of these being that he always tells the truth and always keeps his promises. Constantine can and would use that against him. And it's not like Constantine hasn't done stuff on this level before. He manipulated Lucifer's brother Gabriel to question God, which ultimately led to Gabriel's fall and allowed John to hold leverage over him. He tricked one of the most powerful demons in Hell into curing his cancer. He's convinced the Spectre to spare him, and tricked the First of the Fallen when John was drunk. Tricked the First of the Fallen again, and convinced the Presence to lift the curse on him and his friends. Those last two are especially pertinent. considering that the First of the Fallen has defeated Lucifer Morningstar before, and Lucifer has always had an especially difficult time dealing with Dad. Yet John was able to do it. So no, John can't beat Lucifer every single time. Lucifer is still a master manipulator himself. He might even technically be smarter. But given all that John has done in the past, I'm gonna say they can do it at least once. John Constantine can beat and manipulate Lucifer Morningstar. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, turn notification on the Fanco Army, and I will see you next time.